work and realized I didn't have my wallet. And the one time I forget my wallet, Terry, you know I'm gonna hit something in that driver's ed car. I'm gonna hit the one time you don't have your wallet, you're gonna hit something.
Oh yeah.
That's the one time you're that's gonna happen to you. And then I started on the wrong way. Like I went out to like Gastonia. I'm like, wait a minute, not going to Gastonia, I'm going to Cherville. So it's like, it's time for spring break, Terry. I need a little spring break. I need a little recharge. But what I need, Terry, is a job like yours where I just sit in solitude all day. That's what I need. I need that job. So
my solitude hasn't been too happy here lately.
Has business been good down there? Business has been pretty good down there. Well, welcome to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Tom Centofanti, Terry Reinhart, and Kevin Hastings, brought to you by McDonald's of Cherryville. I hadn't had a chance to eat it yet, but I've got me a hash brown and a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin. And somewhere around here, I'm sure there's a coffee for me as well. So thank you to McDonald's of. Oh, maybe, there it is. Not. Thank you. There it is, right there. It is, Kevin.
All right, Terry.
He does not look at nothing.
Terry, I'm okay. I'm not one to accuse anybody of anything. Okay, so I'm gonna go out on a limb here, Terry. By your observations, right? If you were going to be coaching a game, baseball game, and this guy walked out on the field, would you be concerned about his eyesight and his judgment right now after he didn't see you or the coffee sitting next to him?
I'm going to be honest with
Andy
you.
showed up late. The first inning's already started.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what's going on over here, Terry.
And he looks like a midget.
He couldn't even see you
sitting in that chair.
He could lift the chair up a little bit.
I will
Look
tell
at him,
you.
folks. Look at us.
I will
Look
tell
at
you.
Tom.
I will tell you. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Tom's one of those people that I would not even let in behind the wheel. He almost can't see over the wheel.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I've had a long week, man, but it's okay. I mean, it got a little long last night too. But I'm just gonna say, like, public service announcement, Kevin. I know you coach, and I know you address it, that you're not a coddler. But if you think by coddling kids and ignoring their behavior is going to correct the problem, you got another thing coming, man. It's just, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's like, aren't we the adults?
Yes.
I mean, that's what I thought we were,
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Tom. There's times that, like in the morning, we have to keep the kids in certain areas. Can't let them run all over the school.
You're right. We do the same thing at Burns. Yeah.
But I have a criteria. You can't come past this door. And when the kids step across it, I question, look, you're beyond where you should be. And, it's like this, because I told them this past week, as a matter of fact, Friday, yesterday.
Yeah.
They decided to come across, and I said, whoa, guys, back them up. I said, if I let one, then there's another one. And then there's another one. That's the next thing I know, the whole lobby here is full because we let one or two come across. Then the next one thinks I can do that. No, if you have on your criteria and you know that I'm standing there, you know how far I can come, that's it.
I'm just telling you, I don't know what happened to adulting. I think like we're all children. What happened to adulting?
And sometimes little small things turn into be great big things if you let it go.
And people don't understand. It's just like Kevin last week with the artificial noisemakers. Like if you let that go, then it escalates.
Oh yes.
It's like, guys, we got rules for a reason, and I know that people are afraid to enforce the rules sometimes, but I just don't understand this adult afraid of kid. Like, what are you afraid of? It's a kid. Send them on their way. But that's just my public service announcement of the day as I sit here in my little midget chair.
Yeah.
trying to fill in for Chip. I guess Chip's down there having a good time.
Well, let's quit talking about Chip, Tom. We're still trying to figure out whether you're on something
is
today.
He blind? I just say he's a blind umpire. Like, he couldn't see you sitting there.
I know.
Where's Terry?
I'm right here.
But from him.
I'm not lying. He had his head down. And all I saw was the cap. I was like, man, Dennis is here. Shit. It's like,
but you wasn't even going to question Dennis.
Terry's not even here.
Heck with Dennis.
I was like, for a second, because he had the head down like that. I don't know why I thought it was. I was like, oh, crap. It's like, Terry's not here either. I'm running late. And Terry's not here. Kevin's going to be in a great mood. It's like the entire show.
I'm in there waiting, hitting buttons and not hitting buttons. Tom, I got your computer on and everything. You ready to go?
You do. You had everything ready to go today.
Well, everything but the mic you broke. I would tell you we had it fixed for some reason.
Oh,
There's
it
something
works.
with the spring. It
I
works.
I
but it
told
don't.
Kevin, don't worry about it. He'll never know.
Just let
Probably
Tom
won't.
deal with it. Just let Tom deal with
Just
it.
let Tom deal with it. That's the motto everywhere I go to work. Let Tom deal with it. It'll be all right. Send to a broadcast. Not sure if the internet's going to work. Tom, deal with it. We're good.
Somebody
He'll
will.
fix it. He'll fix it.
Yeah, and Tom, I'm like you because I mean, you know, and I know everybody here lately, and Tom, you know it because it's in high school. It's everywhere that you go now. Getting umpires and umpires that will do it the right way is hard now. And I've had two guys who's been with me for a while
Well,
decided yesterday they wasn't going to be able
it's
to
like
do
a-
it. And I'm
it's
like,
like-
you're a week before time, and you telling me I cannot do it.
It's like anything else, man. I mean, you just gotta. I mean, you just gotta. You gotta show up. You gotta know what you're doing. All that. But at the same time, when you add all the other stuff on, well, now you got to call balls, strike, safe out, know all the rules, and you got to deal with these jack wagons.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I mean, it's just that part it could be solved by somebody else. So I
Yeah,
mean, I just-
besides being on us because we are the ones who end up having to enforce it.
Correct.
Because nobody else attacks it.
And now I'm sitting here. Trying to keep your players in line. That's your job.
Yeah.
That's your job. Do it. So I heard a story. I'm not gonna say who the coach of the player was, but I know these mamas and daddies. I know the way I would have done with it. If I'm a coach and I give you advice on your swing, and then your mama and daddy tell me, don't tell my daughter how to swing the bat. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say I don't need you. Just go ahead and turn your uniform in. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I would have dealt with that 25 years ago. It's like, if I can't coach you, if you are not giving me permission to coach your child,
Yeah.
then I'll see you later. But for some reason, we don't deal with it that way anymore. Like, I'm not
I
really
want to
sure
tell you a
why.
story. Last year
Well,
we
real
were
quick on that. I'm gonna say that one thing on that. That should be covered before the season or practice starts.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's right. Every parent should be talked to.
Because I would say for my daughter's sake, not for my son's, for my daughter's sake, I've taught her a lot more than a lot of the other girls on the team have. So when we go to basic and they start hitting Terry and they're starting to show her hands and feet, she gets mad and frustrated. Why are they showing me? I already know how to do this. I'm like, just let her show you. I'll talk to her later. Say, hey, we've already gone over this. You don't need to show her that. I need you to tell her what to do. And that's what I've been like. He knows how to catch it. If he don't catch it, fuss at him. Like, but don't tell him how to hold the bat. Tell him to swing the stupid bat. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's something before the season. And each kid, when I'm coaching, like, hey, this is. Do you want me to help him? The kids that Terry, I guess the baseball kids, Terry, the travel ball kids, and the kids that have played before, I never say anything to them about holding the bats, swinging the bats, anything. The new kids that have never played before, they're the only ones that I show them how to hold the bat. Because the other thing that I teach, and you guys from umpires in baseball respects, I teach timing. Timing. Your swing, we can work on your swing as you get older and better. The new kids I'll show you how to hold it, but if you're playing travel ball and you're swinging and your dad's working and you're playing middle school ball, y'all guys handle that. I'm going to tell you to swing sooner. Watch for the curveball. Watch for this situation. That's how I'm going to teach that. So I think each one is a little bit different because the kids aren't different. Now, when you're in the whatever age you are, well, I guess you're talking, high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably should be happening. But high school coach should be able to tell me what to do.
I mean, it was just, I can remember, like, if I told a kid to do something, I need you to do X, Y, or Z, and the kid just told me, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, that's fine, son. I just don't need you. Just go ahead and get your stuff. I'll see you later. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why it's not like that anymore. It's just like, even if you didn't want to take the advice on the swing, you know what I mean? You could probably, I mean, I know there's a lot. Well, he told you to do this, but don't worry about it. We're going to do it this way. You don't have to go over and above and make sure I'm going to tell you, don't coach my daughter, don't coach my son. It's like, and that seems to be, I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but it seems to be more prominent in the baseball world.
It is.
I've never actually had anybody say that, though, to be honest.
I mean, that was
Don't
like
coach me.
to me, And I know like it's different. I haven't coached in 13 years, but to me that would be like, well, I don't need you. You know, I mean, it's just like if that's your attitude, because what's that tell you? It's a me attitude. It's all about me. I don't care about you. I don't care about the team. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And then, but we've come to this society. Well, what does the kid want? Da, da, da. I mean, and I get that, but at the same time, adults got to adult, man. It's like this way. I told you, if you don't want to, first step bench, second step is just go clean out your locker. I don't need you. I mean, I don't understand why we're not like that anymore. I know that if I go to Burns and they tell me, well, Tom, we need you to do hall duty, you ain't gonna tell me how to do hall duty. You know what I would say to that person? Don't need you. You know, clean your desk out. See you later. I mean, I'm just really not. You don't have to be nasty about it either.
Yeah.
You don't have to be nasty. Oh, if I can't coach you, I don't need you. If you're an employee, you're not gonna listen. I don't need you. Yeah. So I don't really get what's going on today. I don't really get. I don't know, what is it? Social media, Terry? Well, what is?
I had two aspects that I was going to throw in there. One of them was we're talking about umpires. I had an umpire last year. Has been doing it for me for a long time, and everybody around here know him if I say his name, but I'm not.
Good, don't say it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't.
But we were in the middle of a game, and I'm on the opposite field, and all of a sudden I see him just totally go off on a coach from another area.
Yeah.
And he walks across there and he says, I tell you what, that's a ball game. This game's over. He just stopped it. And I was like looking at him, and he come walking off, and everybody's like, no, like that to him. And he says, no, he says, I'm not going to put up with this. He says, I can be home with my wife. I can be home doing something else. I can be home doing this. I don't have to listen to that.
Yeah.
You know, and he come walking off. Well, they got him to come back. And he says, well, I'll come back. He said, but here's the deal. You're going to go in the dugout, and you're going to stay in that dugout. And if I hear you, then I'm going to call the game again. Yeah. You know, so he told him, you know, so he comes back out there and they finish the game. And this is an umpire, again, like I said, been doing it for me for 20 years. And he had enough.
Yeah.
You know, but on the other side, when me and Ray Walker is a friend of mine, but we used to have our team, me and him over at West Lincoln, you got an outside wall barrier where all the parents can get right behind your dugout, or you go on the inside and they can't nobody get to you. Me and Ray would make sure we was there early to get that inside one, you know, every game. That way there's no parents sitting behind you, because parents do tell their kids how to do and what to do and when to do it,
all that,
and all of this.
You know where else is bad? It's bad in basketball.
Oh, it is.
Because they're right up there on the court.
Or they right over to the side on the bottom bench yelling at their kid.
Yelling, telling the coach what to do.
So I got a quick question solution. What y'all think? You know, you talk about the administrators and everything at the fields and the gyms and wherever they need to do a better job of, you know, policing a little bit of that, because that's not you guys should be worried about what's on the field and what's going on the court. What, you know, you go to these fields, you see on every field a sign. This is a sport. These are people. These are
There's
not.
no agents here. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's no consequences on that sign for saying anything, period. So at what point do we start making rules in these parks? If you say anything, anything to an umpire, you're gone. There's no reason for a fan to be addressing an umpire. There's no reason for a fan to be addressing officials. If Johnny over here on the front row says, "Blue, you suck," or "That was outside, Blue," immediately you're gone. There's no reason to say a word to him. You got your officials there, coach. He's gone. You know it when you walk in that gate. And we can start fixing youth sports and adult sports. You're paying your tickets. There's adults, whatever. But youth sports, at some point, you got to start drawing a line on that, because it does. When the parents that get to that field just to yell at an umpire or just to, you know, whatever, not have a good time, that's not what they're there for. And I like I said, just get rid of them on that immediately. If you're not doing, you know, for the youth ball or whatever. But
I know when I was doing a game with Sumo over at West Lincoln one time, and this has been 10 years. This is before he passed away. But Sumo looked at me, and somebody behind him was cursing one of the kids, and he just stopped and turned around. He says, "Okay." He says, "I want to know who said that." Then he kind of looks around. Nobody says nothing. They all know who did it. But then he goes, "Okay, so I see that there's no really human here who's going to say I said that." And about that time, the guy goes, "Well, yeah, I'm the one who said that." He goes, "Yeah, you're gone." Just like that, like, I appreciate you telling me, buddy.
It was a soccer match the other day. Somebody kept on, like one of the players. So I just turned around, held up a yellow card to the girl closest to me. The girl looked at me. Whoa, what are you doing? I was like, "You're off." "Well, why?"
Well,
You're sitting here, but it was funny. She goes, "I didn't say nothing." I was like, "Well, either you did or somebody else. I'm just sending you off."
Yeah.
And the girl on the other team said, "No, it was me. I'll go
Okay.
off." But you know what? If you don't address it, you're not going to
That's
find
it.
out who
That's
it is.
it.
Like
That's
even if I addressed the wrong person, like if he would have turned around and said, "You're gone," and just pointed to a random person and said it was you, somebody will tell you who it really was.
Oh, that person,
and that's how you
that
figure
person
that.
that you just thrown out would have told you.
Yeah, I know.
That's
So
what
like
I tell
somebody would have told you who it actually was, and then you could deal with the problem.
But it's so funny that guy
Tom, real
just up and
quick,
said, "I did it."
This is an American audience. You want to explain what a yellow card is?
Oh, a yellow card is in English, it is a caution. I wish we had them in all sports.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like this. Okay, I know this sounds ridiculous because you're a baseball person. Just like say like a kid, like in the middle of his at bat, "Blue, you knew that wasn't a strike." Okay, that's a yellow card. You're out of the game. "Coach, I need a sub." He's gonna pick up with a 0-1 count, and it's like what? And you'd stop it.
But why do you got to give him
it.
a card and then why is it yellow? Why can't you just say you're out of here?
Because it gives you look if you read like Federalist 51,
I'm gonna say this
talks
real quick
about
before you say anything else.
it talks about
It's the most pansiest thing I've ever seen when a official.
No, it's not pansy. in Federalist
No,
51,
it's not.
this
It's like,
is a
I
great.
know what happened
This is
here.
a great analogy because
Here's your ticket, sir.
because what he's talking about is like an absolute veto. In other words, that I can use my veto to just nuke anything. Well, if you give somebody that much power, two things are going to happen. They're going to abuse it, or they're going to be scared to use it. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So you have what's called a qualified veto, where it could be overridden, or you have to explain yourself. In there, it's very much like a qualified veto. You show the card, you explain to the coach why you gave the card, but now you can send the player off who may re-enter the game. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you can do that, like if you could do that in all
Why is there a
sports-
physical card?
Okay, I see what you're saying. But you're missing the point entirely, Kevin.
No, I understand there's
Yeah.
a penalty, but I understand. But why is there
But
That's
it-
soccer,
not
man.
only is there a
It's
penalty.
soccer.
is it like a penalty flag in football? Is this what I'm doing here?
Yeah,
Almost.
sort of.
Yes.
But
But it's just.
But see,
Yeah.
you got a yellow card and you got a red card, and
they
I
have
mean,
them in volleyball too.
That's
They
what
have
I'm
them in
saying.
volleyball. See, but if you
So
can do
stupid.
that now, it's tangible. It's a halfway step, and I guarantee you, if you could send a kid out of his at bat, if he turns around and says that wasn't a strike, okay, you're out. Give me a sub. You can
he'll
you can
change.
re-enter.
Yeah, he'll
you can
change.
re-enter, but you're out. You lose your at bat.
Tom,
What?
my man right here plays the reverse card on the ref when he gives him the yellow. Watch him. Uno, reverse,
Oh, God.
reverse.
Oh, God. You're done. You're done.
I'd have been like,
You're done.
"Yep, you're gone."
You know what I'd say? You know what I'd say? That was a good one. You're done.
Yep, real quick.
It's so stupid. All right.
It's not that it's tangible. Everybody knows you have to explain yourself.
That's the
It's a
worst part.
step.
It's the worst part to
Right,
me.
you have to
I don't
explain.
never. I
Right.
understand if the coach comes to you, me explaining to him why I did it. But when everybody else and you're trying to explain to I'm not explaining to everybody. Your coach come to me and I'll tell him why. Heck with
But
everybody
it
else.
forces it gives you a step, but it forces you as the official not to abuse it because you have to explain
Yes.
why you gave it.
Yes.
And if you can't explain why you gave it, then you really can't give it.
Yeah. I agree. I
So
agree.
that's what I like about that, as opposed to what's baseball, son. You argue balls and strikes again, then you're out of the game. And what don't we want to do as officials? We don't want to throw players out of the game, or you have officials like, I just want to throw everybody out of the game,
Yeah, they
and I
are
don't have
some
to
like
explain
that.
myself and da 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 da. I can just throw everybody out of the game. So I know it looks like a little sissy thing to Kevin, but it's really But I wish we had it in every sport.
It looks It looks so
Now-
It looks so British. Like, hello, here's your
It
card.
is. Yeah. Well, you always brag about being British all the time.
Yeah.
Here's your card.
But it's kind of like in football where you throw a flag and you tell a kid that's your first unsportsmanlike. If you get another one, you're out of the game. And then they get the 15-yard penalty too. See, there's in between.
I just want a
steps.
different method of delivering the penalty.
I see what you're saying.
Can I do that? Can we do that? That's just all I'm asking.
But that's what makes that's what makes baseball hard, Terry. Is there's not a lot of in between. You know, I'm not going for the throat, but I've got to put it up. Besides, that's your warning. You know what I mean? There's like a consequence, whereas the consequence is warning gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's just not in football and in basketball, technical foul. That's your first one. Here's a free throws. You get another one, you're gone. See, a lot of other sports have that in between before you give them the death penalty. And that's why you can give a technical in basketball. Boop. Okay, 2 shots, no big deal. Yeah. Your player's been warned. You get another one, he's out of the game.
We had our county championship in basketball, and it's at Northbrook. Don't get me wrong, it's a small gym. But, I mean, you know, for what we're doing, kindergarten, first grade, second and third graders, come on, get real. But I end up having people, Terry, how many coaches they got? Because all of a sudden, a couple parents are over there standing behind them. And I walked over and I said, look, either y'all going to have to go back over there in the stands or you're going to go out that door. Them 2 guys step out the door.
Yeah.
But they not far behind them, only maybe 7 or 8 feet behind them at the door. Yeah. You know, so they still, and I'm like, my Lord. And then I had it happen again. I finally had to go to them and say, look, y'all got to go back on the other side. Yeah. You know.
All right. Well, I'm loving my breakfast. I've already had my egg and cheese biscuit.
Well, Tom got here late.
I didn't get my strawberry smoothie.
I wasn't late. I was on time.
Oh. I don't know about all that.
What time does the show start?
Well, we's already ready to go. Poor old Kevin.
Listen to David Letterman over here.
That sounds like...
no lights have to be flipped by Tom. No mouse. No computer set up. No buttons pushed.
He's over here fixing your mic. He's over here doing everything.
He thinks the intro music is his walk-in music, Terry. Kevin
Tom, looked
it is
at
not
me,
your walk-in music.
And I said, Kevin, just let it go. He'll never know the difference.
He's not. He thinks he's Ric Flair over here. It's not the walk-in music. That's not what that is. All right. What are you going to have for breakfast, Tom? In a minute, I see a hash brown over there. Terry, what about you?
I've already told our studio audience that I will have a hash brown and a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin, and I've already put my coffee in my Yeti, so I will enjoy that when we get a commercial break.
And I do want to thank Gerald.
I do throw it away every week.
Yeah.
One time I didn't.
I do want to thank McDonald's of Cherryville for doing this for us and listening to us because it's a great thing. I had a hash brown and I got a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin that I'm eating on right now.
So, Tom, you said you've left the trash one time, but you've left your Yeti like 7 times.
That's not trash.
So no. What I'm saying is that if you're a betting man, there's better odds that Yeti's getting left here today than that coffee cup.
Correct. That is correct.
JP, what are you having for breakfast in there?
I believe I got a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
We didn't hear him at all.
Nobody heard you.
There is a.
Y'all hear me now?
We still cannot hear you, JP.
For some reason, we're not. It's hitting on the thing. I don't know why we're not hearing him. And maybe one of those things where JP just can't hear him today. So that's probably a good thing.
Probably
all right. So we heard him a while ago. I thought we did. So I don't know what changed from that. But anyway, we are enjoying our McDonald's breakfast. We've got giveaways today. NASCAR giveaways today. I've got 4 tickets to tonight's Xfinity race. Today's Xfinity race. Starts at I think it's at 4:00 today. Is the actual green flag? Let me get down to that. Make sure. Coverage starts here on KTC Broadcasting at 3. I do know that. We do have coverage of that. U.S. Marine Corps, Martinsville, Darlington. Give me the weekend schedule here, guys. All right, Xfinity qualifying is at 11 a.m. The race, 3:30. So you got plenty of time. I got 4 tickets for the race. If you want to go to it right now, call JP. Tell second caller to call JP and say I'm loving it. Our McDonald's breakfast. Don't forget Chip is is enjoying breakfast, McDonald's breakfast somewhere this morning. Second caller, during the break, as soon as I go to commercial, say ktcbroadcasting.com. Second caller in to say, I'm loving it. You win 4 Xfinity Series race tickets today in Darlington. Got 4 tickets for Darlington's Xfinity Series race today. Call in. Second caller to call in and tell JP I'm loving it. As soon as I go to break and you start hearing commercials here, we'll be right back. ktcbroadcasting.com.